Hi, we are here with the new Australian and Oceania women's 3,000 metre steeplechase record holder Genevieve LaCaze, who ran a time of 9:14.28 on Saturday in the Paris Diamond League and betted Donna MacFarlane's 2008 record of 9:18.35. Congratulations, Jen. How are you feeling, and does it all feel real yet?
Thank you so much. It's slowly sinking in, I guess, every day a little bit more. It was such a late race, and then after drug testing and having dinner at about 1 a.m., I didn't really sleep much. So I had a lot of time to think about the race and everything that happened, but I was over the moon because I honestly felt exhausted leading into that race. I felt like the Olympics had been such a high, and coming off that and then trying to get up again and prepare for another race, I definitely didn't expect to go as well as it did. So, it's a really exciting time for me.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine how surreal it must have been. Can you tell us a little bit about the race, how the pace was and how you felt throughout the race and when you crossed that line?
Yeah, so like I said, I didn't feel that fantastic leading into the race. My warm up felt a little bit rusty and, getting back used to preparing for a race since the Olympics. But the race was, it was the fastest race in history because the world record was broken. It was probably the perfect time to plan on breaking any record. But yeah, it went out really, really quick, and I just hung at the back. My coach had just told me, be patient early and just really hang back and not get caught up in it. So that's what I did. The first kilometre, I ran at about 3:05, and I was, nearly dead last, just hanging right at the back. But I kind of just, told myself that all these girls can't keep up this pace, and when they start falling back, that's when I'll make my move. And it exactly happened that way. It was a perfect race. I just kept slowly moving up, girl by girl, taking the next one. And at about halfway, I really thought that this is a time now where it's make or break for this race. A lot will either drop off now or keep going. So in the second K, I really worked. And when I got to the 2K split, I wasn't quite sure of my split. I'm pretty sure I ran another 3:05, so it was around 6:10. But I've done that in so many races before and completely blown up. So I wasn't convinced I was on a fast time yet. I just tried to stay really relaxed, and coming to about 600 to go, I knew that I had more left. So I kind of thought I'll focus on finishing strong and making the last lap a good one. And yeah, I did that. I could see the American Emma Coburn up front, and she's, a bronze medalist. So I just thought if I can stay as close as I can to her, I'm having a pretty good day. And it probably wasn't until I crossed that line and saw the time that I was really convinced I was going to run as fast as I was. And again, I couldn't believe it. When I saw 9:14, I thought something had to be wrong because, I didn't just get the record. I kind of imagined in my head just maybe running 9:17 if I was lucky, but running 9:14 is a dream. And I guess it just all really unfolded perfectly for me.
Yeah, it was an incredible run. As the race on Saturday was such a stacked field with Ruth Jebbett, who, as we know, broke the world record in 8:52, and many other Rio finalists, did you have a feeling going into the event that the race was going to be something special?
I thought it would be special purely just because it was Paris. I'd never been to France before, and I was really excited to be in it. But yeah, looking at the start list, it was so exciting because there was so much talk about how it was a rerun of our Olympic final, even plus a few more big names. And I think they said that there was places 1 to 10, excluding 6 from our Olympic final, and I thought that was pretty crazy. So yeah, I saw it as another opportunity to try better my spot. I came 9th at the Olympics, and to come out there and run 6th in Paris says that I definitely really stepped up at Paris. Obviously at the Olympics I gave everything I had, and when you run a heat a few days before, it does change the circumstances. But running fresh in Paris and really, really challenging myself and running against all these amazing athletes just showed that I stepped up to the occasion, and I'm just so glad I was given the opportunity.
Yeah, it was also exciting. Did you know much on the previous Australian record holder, Donna MacFarlane, throughout your junior years? Was she an athlete that you looked up to?
It's really crazy because I didn't do steeplechase when I was a junior. It wasn't until I went to college and got thrown in the event. I had to start doing the steeplechase, and my coach at the time wasn't too informed on what drills you do, how to approach it, how to learn how to water jump. So my dad actually chased down Donna MacFarlane's email, and I remember emailing her right before the Olympic trials, just asking for advice or tips on how she got better at water jumping and hurdling. And she offered some really valuable tips to me at the time, and I won't forget them. And that was just in the early years of when I was learning how to be a hurdler and a steeplechaser, and I'd like to think that played a great role in me developing as an athlete. Which is really special because she was an athlete that I've put so high on a pedestal, still is, obviously. And I've aimed to try and achieve what she achieved for so long. So to finally get this record, it really means a lot to me because in my head, she's our best steeplechaser ever. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, definitely. She must have been a great inspiration to you, and you in turn are now inspiration to many rising athletes. When did you first begin to realise that the Australian record was an achievable goal for you?
I think with the steeplechase, it's a funny event in the sense that there's a lot of things you can improve on. So time, PBs are a lot easier than flat running because, there's so many hurdles in a race that if you have 3 good hurdles or 5 good hurdles or 10 good hurdles, it really takes time off. And I've been doing that kind of gradually over the years. And with this year being such a huge PB year for me, I knew that I had a big run in me. I didn't think at the start of the year or even halfway through this year, I didn't think that 9:18 was something that I wanted to set my goals on all at once. That was something I kind of saw myself getting in the next few years. But as I just kept kind of cutting time off, and in the Olympic final I ran 9:21, I thought it's so close. Like that could just be one good water jump, to cut 2 or 3 seconds off. So I would say after the Olympics is when I thought maybe I could break it in the Olympics because I knew I would have to run really, really well to do well, to place well. So I'd say after the Olympics, I really, really thought to myself, I have a few opportunities now to get it, and I really believe I can. And I actually went through the all-time list and print screened Donna MacFarlane's time because I really wanted to ingrain it in my head. And I set it as the background of my phone, and I just thought I've got some great opportunities coming up, and in the right race, I know I can do this. It just was a huge shock for it to be the first race after the Olympics, and to really smash the time. So yeah, it's crazy, but so exciting.
Yeah, well, there's no denying you're in the form of your life, as is Ryan. How does it feel for you and Ryan to both be Australian record holders?
It's funny because he has been for as long as I can remember, and I've always said to him, "Oh, it'd be cool if I could be an Australian record holder as well." Just because, it's a really cool sort of thing to add to your profile, or just something as you're introduced to any sort of event now, you'll be introduced as the record holder. And I've just said to him, it's something I dream of getting. And to have it now alongside him is really special because, we'll forever be in the history books. And hopefully I can keep that record standing for a while, if not better it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think it's safe to say you're both a true power couple of athletics. It's obviously well documented that you and Ryan are constantly spurring each other on by living and training together. But what do you think's the one thing that you've learnt from each other that has helped you develop into the 2-time Olympic finalist and now Australian record holder?
I think all the things that people probably don't see from the outside. It's like obviously we train together and we do everything together. And that's obviously a great positive influence on each other. That it's more how I saw him deal with like a lot of setbacks. He obviously from 2010 where he got his record to even this year, like he really, really struggled with a lot of injuries, a lot of setbacks, a lot of adversity that kind of knocked him down a few times too many, I thought. And at times I thought, wow, I can't believe he's still going for it. Like he doesn't want to give up yet. When I broke my ankle in 2013, that was much harder than I thought, coming back from that. And then it kind of led into a spiral of other injuries because I was always rushing back from, an injury that had previously happened. And there were so many times where I'd complain and be like, gosh, this is so tough. Like, why do we pick this sport? Why are we doing this? It's not as glamorous as people think, but to stand back and see what he's put himself through, and he's just always had this like faith or belief that he would get back and it'd all be worth it. That's kind of really kept me in it. And I mean, imagine if I didn't. Like, I'm so thankful for that. And obviously I'm continuously motivated by him every day with what I eat, how I sleep, like, going to the gym, training, doing all the little 1% things that are so important. But at the end of the day, I've seen how tough and strong he's been mentally to get where he is. And I just feel if I can do that too and do it alongside him, we can have really long and successful careers. And I think that's showing now slowly.